Hey guys, just starting out the video. Today is actually the first week of August, and it's a beautiful day, and it's about 3 months since I've last done a video, so it has been a while, but I am pretty stoked because I'm going away next weekend, and basically this is a good little chance to do a little quick tour of my plants before, or plant update before I head off. So as usual, I start in the bedroom in here. Over here we have the peace lily. The peace lily is, I've actually chopped a lot of the older leaves off some time ago, as you can see in there, which has allowed the whole plant then to grow. Like, I want the new leaves to really take off and grow, so it's doing well. It's give me a little bit of a look. It's quite luscious actually, which is fantastic. In the corner here, my usual spot for the snake plant. It hasn't really changed too much as usual. Today is the first day I've pulled this curtain up in a long time to get some extra light in here, but I don't think there's any harm per se done to this plant. He hasn't actually changed at all, nor has he really gotten weaker, and I don't think there's been any new growth. Maybe this guy coming out the middle is a new growth, but I'm not too sure. Look, not to worry, but he does fine. Got this fiddle leaf fig leaf here. He's sort of been in that little pot for a while. I don't expect anything to happen to him. I think eventually he might, just root rot or something. Arrowhead plant is looking luscious as always. This is actually a plant that's grown significantly. I might rotate him a little bit. You can tell he grows towards the light, and that's usually the window on my right. It's great, doesn't it? Okay, now we're popping out the house. I've actually shuffled some of my plants into the house today, and the first one I'm going to spend a bit more time on is the fiddle leaf fig plant. The fiddle leaf fig plant is, I've actually taken him off the stand. He is doing great. I think approximately the height has grown a little bit. You can see these massive foliages up the top. They're just quite beautiful. All the way down, I've actually, look at the size of this plant leaf. It's basically several sizes on my hand. There's a few new leaves growing, which is nice. I'm not gonna try to water it too much because I don't want those red spots, because sometimes they can get those kind of sick red spot leaves, which isn't very attractive, but I haven't had one of those for a while, which is good. Down here we've got excuse me, I just realized I don't have any light on the house. Now I've got a little bit more light. So we've got this corn plant. So this corn plant, I'm going to be very wary of this top leaf. So it actually flowered a little while back. It's very dusty at the moment. I'm going to de-dust it. And chop the flower off, and since then some of the new leaves, or one of the new leaves, has died and hasn't been able to survive. Obviously the bottom plant is completely fine. They are growing new shoots coming out, but I'll be very interested to see how this top leaf, if it generates any new leaves in the next month. It'd be a busy growing season for these guys. My pothos, which one of my first ones I built from work, it's quite nice. I was letting it grow near the window area for a bit, so I'm moving it back in here. I think it looks nice here because it complements this little space. But I might actually moving back out the window when we go away for the wedding. Shuffling along to the right, the silver sword plant. This plant has been one of my favorites since I got it. It's a very rare plant. I feel like I haven't seen much of these going around, and I'm always very pleased with him because he's always looking healthy, luscious, and it's got a very different color to it. The rubber plant, constantly continues to amaze me in terms of its new growths. It grows so many small leaves over time that I forget how small and sick he was at one point in time. I definitely think about. I've thought about getting a new pot for him, but I think right now, just gonna let him settle and try to get root bound a little bit more, see if we can get some more new growth. Oh, I forgot to mention my ZZ plant, which is here, but the ZZ plant doesn't change. It actually doesn't change. It just does that. Got some new choppings there, and I just feel like ZZ plant's one of those things that's just gonna be around for a while. Okay, the Monstera. So I'm gonna come around this way and show you a bit of the Monstera. What's interesting with the Monstera is it's quite a beautiful plant. It's got a few new growths and leaves in the last few months, and it probably needs a bit of dusting actually. What I do want to be conscious of is that there was a couple of leaves that turned yellow. They looked like they were the older leaves. But it's been about a month since there's been any new growth. So there's a couple of rationales I think for this. I think it's root bounded. It's exceeded its space in the pot, but I could be wrong. I've seen bigger monsteras in pots. The other scenario is that I hope it's not unwell, because that'll be something I'll be keeping an eye out for in the next month as well. So far so good, of course. A quick little check-in here on the snake plant. He is flawless as usual. I really like this guy. I think he's really compact in that small black pot. This pothos here, which I bought inside, outside, then stuck some longer sort of roots into it. He's actually doing okay as well. He doesn't have a hole in the bottom, so he's interesting when it comes to draining and watering. I don't actually drain him, but obviously going to be wearing. This is probably one of my new little pothos additions in the last month. Again, some clippings from a bigger pothos plant. Watch the space, I guess, with these pothos, isn't it? Just a journey. Then we come to this pothos. I think we're all pothoed out, but this one is looking cool because of the vine I've added on. That's actually a clipping. So this one here, there's one here. That one is actually from the original plant. That's crazy. This grew from a single leaf, and the longer one, which it continues to grow, as you can see here, is actually from a cheating job, because I've basically stuck this big root in there. It's just, whoo, it's beautiful, isn't it? This Birds of Paradise, I don't know what is going on with this Birds of Paradise. He kind of looks fake. I've actually stopped caring about him, because he kind of gets a little bit bendy. I may actually switch him around a little bit on the way out. Oh, my little orchid. I don't know if he'll ever flower. Probably not. I thought I mentioned there's a lot of moisture in my house, so therefore there's a lot of mold in a lot of my plants. Yeah. Then we pop outside. So this is like, this is like the tall lickety spit. Hasn't really seen much change to him. Doesn't really get much new growth. Nothing really actually happens to him. So all I really ever do is water him every few weeks, and he kind of looks okay out here. Like these leaves at the top, they've looked like that for ages. So they're like dying, but they've taken like 3 months to die. And they're not dying properly. Then we get to the corner here. So this is probably my original lickety spit. He is just cool and beautiful. He's got some older leaves, I guess, but it's got some new growth coming out in the middle there, as you can see. So it's got new growth. It's a pretty cool sign. He must have adapted to the weather out here by now. I think about bringing the stand out here to elevate him a bit. So this is my new bonsai out here, actually. He's a belly Buddha bonsai. He's one of the ones that can withstand outdoor wind and stuff. But that's how cool is that, because he's got so many new leaves and stuff. Went back and I meant to prune these guys, but I don't mind the leafy look though. Hey, it's pretty cool. This aloe vera is just exploding out of the pot. It is cool, and what the hell? I think Al has ripped that off. Or chopped it off. I'm not sure. Maybe I ripped it. Just J plant. Got this from Rockdale. He has probably grown about 10% in size, but you can see he's very slow. But he's actually in a good shape at the moment, because before he was kind of like the pot was too big and he was too small. But now, like, it's getting to a point where he's just looking full enough. And I reckon the next time we see him, he's going to be at a good size. I want him to get taller, really fill out the pot. Might actually chop up some of the leaves at the bottom because they look kind of sick. Good time to check in. These two golems, they're pretty good. They look big, don't they? They've grown a lot. Never actually realised how big they've gotten until you sort of take a moment and go, wow, that has grown a lot. You kind of look at that, you're like, that's really gotten quite big. This one I got the other day from Bunnings. Another nice little decoration jade plant out on the balcony as always. This aloe vera hasn't changed too much, which is good as well. It's a nice little tour, and again a little quick snippet. This pot here, I'm going to put those ZZ plants in. Just stick them in there maybe. I doubt we're going to get them in there before I go. Oh, this bamboo plant is getting a little bit yellow. Might give it some water. And cool, there's your two cacti. And that's the end of my plant tour. It's bloody green around here, isn't it? Sometimes you pause for a moment and be like, wow, that is green around here. Cool. I like it. Till next time, guys. See you later.